Let's take a break. Coffee break tayo. Wala tayong cafecito.
Welcome, glad you're able to join me on your coffee break. So grab yourself a hot cup of coffee or a hot cup of cocoa and have a seat. Today's topic is answering that question. Are you a micromanager? And if so, we'll be covering things that you shouldn't be doing and then rounding it off and ending it out with things that you should be doing. So dive right into it and understand that successful managers know when to give direction, when to walk away, when to check in, when to give advice, and even when to insert themselves back into a work process. They also know the difference between being an involved and engaged manager and being a micromanager. There may be times when micromanaging is the right thing to do. As an example, if it was an urgent situation in which quick decisions needed to be made, or occasionally when you might even be able or be the ideal person for the task at hand or the activity or the project that was delegated from the top. But micromanaging can definitely demoralize employees by stifling their creativity and development and not giving the opportunity to show what they can do, right? So it can definitely raise resentment and destroy the company culture, the company morale, and it can also undermine the operational efficiency and lower your organizational productivity because the best ideas aren't being heard. Of course, none of us likes to see ourselves as part of the problem, and obsessive managers really do. But here are sure signs that you are a micromanager. So if you are doing these things, it is time to stop and it is time to change your behavior, your actions, so that you can be the best that you can be, and that you're bringing along your coworkers, your teammates, your subordinates, however you look at them, along for the ride, so they themselves can be successful and effective leaders in their own right. And in the work that you do, if you're finding yourself that you're constantly swamped, you're constantly running meetings, you're constantly on the phone, there are just too many decisions to make and never enough hours in the day. When you're not in the office, you frequently call to check in, whether it's your day off, whether you're on vacation. You insist on being consulted for every decision, and you rarely delegate because no one on your team is as capable of you. Stop. You are a micromanager, right? So that's number one. The next one and thing to be mindful of is you're a hoverer. You're the modern day drone, right? You need to see the work being done. So you're always either close by or checking in. You expect to frequently hear from your team or from your subordinate about where they stand, and you need to know the steps that they're taking to achieve the objectives that you yourself have outlined, and you want to be aware of every step at every moment. Stop. You're a micromanager. So the next one would be probably you're a dictator, right? So not only do you tell people what you want done, you tell them how you want it done, which is usually the way you would do it yourself. And if that were the case, then you should be doing everything yourself. But you need to stop as a leader in order for you to be effective and the best possible leader. When it comes to managing staff, right, as part of a larger team, you need to not be a dictator and give people the opportunity to show you what they bring to the table, because in most cases, and more often than not, they will definitely shine if you let them. So the next thing is also you're a control freak, right? You make sure that everyone knows that you're the boss. You're quick to point out that even the smallest of mistakes, are hindering the process. You use these mistakes as opportunities to chastise the team, to chastise an employee, rather than teach them. It's sad when your team members have to tiptoe around you because of the fact that they know that you are just so controlling and it has to be done in a certain way, right? And that goes back to you being a dictator and you wanting to be in control of the situation at every step of the way. And which leads to the next one, and it's you're condescending. You're patronizing to members of your team. You involve yourself in the menial tasks, like telling your administrative assistant which sandwiches and cookies to order for staff luncheons. You're picking and choosing what brand of coffee, what brand of sugar, to order for a luncheon. Those are menial tasks that you should trust that whoever you've delegated that task or job to, they can do it, right? So it's unbecoming a leader to get involved in the menial tasks because it sends the wrong message to your staff. Knowing that you're a micromanager is the first step toward changing your behavior and empowering members of your team to develop, to build their capacity, to be creative, to be productive. And there's 3 things that you should be doing in order for you to change your own behavior when it comes to being a micromanager. And these are fairly simple. Lead, right? Re-articulate the vision of your organization into action steps that members of your team can comprehend and follow. Set your expectations and then empower others to get the work done. High-performing, self-reliant team members need to know what is expected of them and then left alone to do the work. You hired them for a reason, right? The organization hired them for the reason, and that's because of whatever experience that they bring to the table, but they need to be allowed to demonstrate what they can do. So, right, be an effective leader, be a coach. Rapid change, high levels of uncertainty, and conflicting organizational priorities can shake the confidence of even the most seasoned employees. But help them explore and overcome their challenges and fears by emphasizing their strengths and working with them to quickly get up to speed on new processes and new procedures, especially with new hires, right? Take the time to coach them through the process that your organization uses, the process that you have set forth in stone. And of course, be open to coaching them through that, and ultimately becoming their mentor, because some members of your team want and need lots of attention. They're still finding their footing. They're adapting to the company culture. They're trying to understand whether it's your expectations or higher ups' expectations, right? Corporate expectations, and trying to build confidence. So they need more direction and input from you, but be careful not to overdo it. Know when to pull back and give them the room to show what they can do. And definitely your work environment will be a more effective work environment, and then thus you have transformed your micromanaging ways into some more positive, productive ways for your organization to shine just a little bit more. So those are some of the things that we looked at, is answering the question and looking at yourself to determine whether or not you are a micromanager. If so, these are the things that you need to do to make sure that you stop. And until next time, I hope that this was productive for you. That's it for today's coffee break. So make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video. So get back to work or whatever you are doing, and we'll see you at the next coffee break. Should you want a workshop on this topic, feel free to get at me. Thanks.